Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gold Bull Report. My name is Kirsty Hogg, and joining us today is David Morgan, a world-renowned author and speaker. He is not only considered an expert in silver and precious metals investing, but he's also affectionately known by his fans around the world as the Silver Guru. Welcome back to the show, David.
Kirsty, it's great to be back with you.
You've mentioned that half of the silver demand comes from industrial use in the past. So, with a global depression looming, and what that will mean for production, won't that cause a massive landslide in the silver market?
Possibly, but I don't think so, and here's why. 70% of the silver mined is a result of mining copper, lead, zinc, and even gold. So if there were a real depression, you would see a big curtailment in the base metals, much more than you'd see in the precious metals, because the precious metals, even in depression, are a trusted source of preserving capital. So that kind of takes care of the problem by itself. If there were a global depression, you'd see a big curtailment in the amount of silver coming above ground. Secondly, there are a lot of industrial uses that there are no substitutes for. So all of your electronics and that kind of thing, although the demand for them would probably be curtailed, substantially, there still be a demand. We can't really know what that is. So would it have an effect? I doubt it, because I think the amount curtailment in mining overall would probably be commensurate with the depression itself.
Oh, interesting. All right. I have a gold and silver group on Facebook called Why Buy Gold and Silver, and there's another group called Silver Bugs, and there's a lot of people on there that are really big fans of you. And so what we did was, I guess we could call it a mailbag section. We've got a couple of questions here from some of the fans on Facebook. And the first question comes from Jim Ottinger. He would like to know the supposed physical silver exchange in China, which is the Ned Naylor Leland page that came out last year. He's just wondering what's going on with that. Do you know if it will affect the silver market at all, or if it's likely to happen?
Well, first of all, as a disclaimer, Ned and I are very close, and Ned actually contributes to the Morgan Report from time to time for my paid members. The physical exchange will have an effect once there's a higher demand than there is presently. How much that will be, we don't know at this point in time, but if things go as history shows, there isn't anyone on the planet that doesn't have capital to protect, or that is in a position that has capital to protect, that wouldn't gravitate to the precious metals at some point. Does that mean everyone's going to buy silver and gold? Of course not. We have probably less than 1% of the entire global population that even has any kind of gold or silver investment, and that's counting any mining equities without even holding any physical metal. Regardless, all that would have to happen is for that amount, whatever it is, say 1% or roughly that amount, to double, to put a huge squeeze on the price of silver, because there's so little of it above ground. So whether it comes from the PAGE that he's referring to, I think I have the acronym right, or somewhere else, it doesn't matter. The market doesn't care where the demand's from. Will it have an effect in China? Yes, I think so. China was the last to go up the silver standard. They understand what governments do to paper currencies. There's an underlying demand, if you will, in South America, Mexico, China, India, most of the Asian countries, and even the European countries for that matter. So I really am still bullish. I think that one could have a major effect because of the population density of the Chinese people.
Absolutely. It's really interesting. And we have another question here from Daryl Head of Silver Bugs. He'd like to know information about possible extinction of silver and what that would do for the price of silver.
Well, if you follow my work closely, and I'm not assuming anyone on this program has, but I ran a video a while back when I was a keynote speaker at the Chicago Resources Conference, and it ended with silver will become extinct, and I started laughing. Silver never become extinct. I mean, the amount of silver mined throughout history is 40 billion ounces, 40 billion. And probably half of that is still above ground in some form, which means 20 billion ounces. A lot of that form is in artwork or objects that will probably never ever make it back to the market, no matter what the price of silver. For example, would be like silver plated, some great big serving dish or something. There's so little silver. We're talking about a few microns that, it's doubtful that some of this stuff will ever make it back to the market. The point being, it'll never be extinct. As far as running out of mineable silver, that's a possibility, but that still depends on the price. So if the price is sky high in real terms, like let's say $200 an ounce relative to today's price of 33 or so, then what's uneconomic, yesterday becomes economic today. So that's pretty hard to forecast. So I would say no, it'll never become extinct. Those molecules are still above the ground somewhere.
All right, thank you. And I'm actually a member of the Morgan Report, and I do benefit from that greatly, and I do follow you quite closely. And I would just like you to explain to us the different levels of involvement that there are as a member on your site.
Well, thank you for that. It's a shameless plug. There's the basic service, which is basically for buy and hold investors. It's very cheap, and we'll be raising the prices in January. For $129 a year, you get a monthly report, and I do give a few updates from time to time. If you want the timing/trading service, which I really can't say it's a trading service, what it is a look over my shoulder service that I do by video, and I show the trades that I'm making, and also all the videos that we take on the mining tours and some of the shows. So it's a much advanced service for really not that much more in price. And that is a trade that I made recently was at the $28 level. We're about 33.5 right now. So just on a one contract basis, you're up like easily $5. So that would be 5 times 5, $25,000 if you did a full contract, or $5,000 on the mini. I mean, that pays for you to service again and again and again for probably your lifetime. So, I don't do a lot of trades, but I do some, and that's one that I do. And that's the kind of service that I do provide. So I think it's interesting for your people to know it. And above that, I have one that's $1,000 a year, and that's for hedge fund managers or that type of thing. And they benefit greatly from kind of inside information or looks into the market. And they're, of course, able to contact me on a fairly regular basis. So that's usually, again, for high net worth people or hedge fund managers.
All right. And lastly, there's so many different ways to buy silver out there, and I'd just like to ask you, why is it that you not only recommend Silver Saver, but you also participate in their marketing program?
Well, I am an affiliate, and it's a couple reasons. One is convenience, and two is discipline. The fact is you can set up an account, and Canadians are welcome to do this as well, in a matter of about 10 minutes, and pick a day of the month that you want to acquire your silver or gold or platinum or palladium for that matter, so any of the precious metals in real form, and you can have it mailed to you on a monthly basis or semi-monthly or every other month or every 6 months, whatever you want. And I like the fact that it's an affiliate program, but it's not multi-level marketing. In other words, once you sign up, you get an affiliate code, and if you want to put it on your website or send it to your email list or have your family participate, you actually get a very low slice of what they sell for, and the prices are competitive. So it's a way to make extra money if you're so inclined. A lot of people like to sell bullion over the internet. This is a way to do it. And it's a huge win-win-win as far as I can tell. Basically, what they've done is set up an affiliate program to do the advertising rather than advertise directly. I think it's a very smart way to go. And if you want to get involved, I suggest you go to my link, which is silver123.net. That's silver123.net. Sign up. And, of course, if you don't like it, you can quit at any time. I've been in it from the inception, which has been a little bit more than 2 years. And the account just keeps building. Again, it's discipline that, it's forced. Once you sign up, you're going to contribute to your silver or gold account every month. And secondly, there are several benefits, and you're really not paying any more for the physical, silver and gold that you would at almost any other dealer.
Great stuff. I got involved because you were involved. I knew that it must have been really on the up and up if you would actually, take a plunge and be involved and actually put it on your website. So I felt really good about that. And this is my standard question that we always end up asking you, and that's, where do you think silver is going to go from here as far as maybe year end? Do you have any prices in mind?
Well, I do. I've been consistently stating I see 35 to 40 by the end of the year. And I still see that. We're almost at 35 now. So I think up to 40, maybe even higher. The one thing that we really don't know is how tight the silver supply is. I do know it's very, very tight. So all we would need is for some sort of a short squeeze to take place. In other words, for a true large physical demand to come into the silver market in the next few months, say that happened before the end of the year. And you could say that $40 level might look, rather conservative. Now, I'm not predicting that, but I do know the market is tight. I do know that a lot of hedge fund managers have finally woken up and taken to heart what I've been saying, along with many others, and that is, I wish you guys would just quit trading the SLV and the GLD and buy some real silver and real gold. And many of them are doing that. They're exiting their paper positions and putting demand on the physical market. It wouldn't take too many of these hedge fund managers that manage, 500 million and up to do that for the market to show an effect of it. So I really like the idea that, the physical realm is where we really have to be in these metals. Of course, I like the mining shares as well, but it all starts based on the real above ground silver and gold supply.
That is great information. Thank you so much for joining the Gold Bull Report, and I'm looking forward to the next time.
Very good, Christy. Me too. Thanks.